and welcome back to my channel. My name's Heidi, for those of you that don't know. Today I'm doing a video on my 5 favourite sustainable beauty swaps. So these are 5 things that I've decided to kind of change over the past few years. This is within my beauty routine really, and just kind of getting ready. And they're just really simple things that you can do too to make your life a little bit more sustainable. I think it is getting a little bit easier to do these days, and I also think it's really fun finding the little products that are a real treat to use, but you know you're still doing good, like you know you're still caring for the planet. Because I don't know if anyone else gets this, but I feel a little bit of guilt sometimes with some of the products that just aren't available in kind of more sustainable options. But it makes you feel really good when you find these amazing little treasures around that are sustainable and are also really good for you, and they just make you feel great. So if you do like this video, please do like and subscribe, because that would be fabulous. And I think that's pretty much it. So let's get on with the video. Okay, so my first one is my facial cleanser. I would normally do this in the shower, and as you can tell I've just had a shower, but I can't really show you doing my facial cleanser in the shower. Obviously it saves water as well doing it in the shower, but hey ho, it's fine. I've got Angels and Bare Skin. So I used to work at Lush, so I think that's partly why I love them so much. But also the amazing thing about Lush products is that you can buy these, and when you get 5 of these you can take them back to the shop, because if you take them back to the shop they recycle it for you. But the really good bonus feature is the fact that they actually give you a face mask, which are normally like £10 I think, so it's really worth doing, and I love getting my face masks every time I collect 5 of them. So Angels and Bare Skin is my personal favourite. That's just because it's really good for my skin type. It's got like ground almonds in it, and just super soothing for my skin, because I've got quite sensitive skin, and so it's really good for that, and I love it. The really great thing about these is just how natural they are, obviously, and just they're so good for your skin, and they're all tailored to different people. So you've got loads of different ones. There's like herbalism, I actually can't remember the name of the others, which is terrible of me, and if you go into Lush they'll kind of tailor it to your personal skin needs. Anyway, but this is amazing. I just think Lush are obviously so brilliant at being sustainable as possible. Like that is pretty much their main goal. So yeah, but let me just show you how you use this. I grabbed the smallest little tiniest bit, and it's like a funny little paste. Smells amazing. The smell is just my favourite. It's got lavender flowers in it, which I love. Just get a little bit of hot water, and you can just make it into a paste on your skin. Then you get that like gorgeous like milky thing going on, which I just love. And then you just rub it into your face. I'm going to wet my face first a little bit. I need a towel. I really didn't plan that well. Okay, it's just the best. They are like £8, but the thing is with these things is I think if you spend a little bit more money on things, you tend to look after them a little bit better, because I don't know, you just care for them a little bit more. I mean, we should just care for everything, shouldn't we? But we do. I do find that I'm really careful with how much I use of this, and actually I really don't need to use much. And also if you have other little things to follow, like the aroma water, you can which is a little toner, you can use that afterwards, which I just love. Voila! My face looks super red, I just realised. I obviously look spectacular right now. One thing I do need to do, I am actually going to use some of my aroma water, because I think I brushed it a little bit too hard with my towel when I was drying it. Anyway, this stuff is so soothing. So I actually do know that you can definitely use things that are better for the planet, not cotton wool wipes, and actually I need to buy some reusable ones. But this is all I have for now. But alas, you learn as you go. Okay. The next thing, this is my favourite. I was introduced to this when I was at Depop by my old manager, and oh my goodness, such a brilliant move. So this is Salt of the Earth, I think you can see it. I mean it's slightly blurry, but anyway. Salt of the Earth deodorant, and you get a massive bottle like this. This is actually so dusty because that's how little I have to use it. and we're actually at the bottom almost, but I've had this for about 2 years, and my manager at Depop taught me about this, or just told me to do this a while back, and we bought these gorgeous little glass bottle things, and this is my deodorant, and it is the best thing ever. Oh my goodness. It spritzes quite a lot, but also it actually really works. I just sprayed that on my face. Okay, it actually really works. The only other crazy thing that I do actually do is dry my armpits with my hairdryer, and you're literally done. Right, so the reason I'm showing you this is because normally you could use like the normal deodorants, which are roll on, they last for a little bit, and then you have to throw it in the bin. But not only is this super duper natural and just amazing because it's just not made from loads of rubbish, but it works super well. I have no problems with this whatsoever. I love it so much. This literally gets refilled, and I think the last time I refilled this was maybe at the end of last year. But before that, it just took forever for me to get through it. So really worth using, salt of the earth, getting one of these refillable things and just getting yourself a really nice bottle, and you can just use it as your spritz every day, and I love it. And normally I'm not a fan of spray-on deodorants, but this works wonders, and it just is so, so, so good. So I really think you should just try this because I love it. I can't tell you how much I love this stuff. Okay, so the next item I want to talk to you about is my foundation. I've recently changed my foundation, and I've gone for the Lush Slapstick, and this is so good. So I actually got it for Christmas. The really cool thing about this is that it literally has no packaging. It's got this little wax, peelable wax to seal here. It comes in this box, which is obviously to keep it fresh, and it's a little cardboard recyclable box, which is great. But this is so nice. It's really, really lightweight, and it's like, I always find it really confusing because I never really know what to do with my makeup products after I finish with them, but it's really nice knowing that this is like zero waste, and actually, or kind of almost zero waste because you've actually got the box, but anyway. But also it's just a really nice lightweight, light coverage kind of foundation, and you just wipe it on your skin. You probably should have one of those little, I'm not really a makeup person, but you should probably have one of those little sponges to kind of wipe it in, but I kind of just rub it with my fingers, which is probably every like makeup person's worst nightmare. And to be honest, I wouldn't normally do it, but I did used to use these brushes, and they end up just getting really dusty. I'm sure there's a better way to look after them. I'm sure I'll use these at some point in the future when they're not so dusty, and I've probably given them a clean. Anyway, so I think these are just really, really fab. I'll show you kind of how it looks because I just love them, and just how lightweight it is, and just it's also made of coconut oil, so it's really moisturising. Like, my skin gets super dry, so it's really moisturising, but it's sustainable. Like, it's really nice. I think it will probably last a long time. So I'm going to put it on for you, and I'll show you what it looks like. You can probably use less than I just have, but I don't actually know how to use makeup products. But I do know this is good. Anyway, I don't know if you can see. I actually had to turn my light off because you couldn't actually see it properly. But this is what it looks like. I feel like this is really quite nice. And this has definitely like changed my life for the better, I think. Just because, yeah, I used to really struggle with knowing what to do with all my bottles and all my makeup at the end, and like not knowing really what to do with it, and like, oh, do I throw it in the bin or whatever. And also I don't really want to buy into cosmetics and all of that kind of stuff just because I don't think it's good for the planet really, and also just consumerism and whatnot. But I feel like this foundation has really been a bit of a saving grace, in that I think before what I used to do was be like, I don't want to buy into cosmetics because it's not good for the planet. But I would be quite conflicted because I'd also be like, but I also want to look good. And so I went through probably this stage of time where I was just like, I don't really care what I look like, and I do care what I look like, but I'm also not really making any effort because it's like consumerist, and also it's just probably not good for the planet. So I just went through this limbo time, not really knowing what to do, but feeling really conflicted, but not really feeling that good about myself. I don't know if anyone else has had that problem, but I feel like with this foundation I can kind of deal with both of those now. Anyway, moving on to my next cosmetic swap. Okay guys, so my next favourite swap is, some of you may already have made this swap, to be honest with you. It's very bright, always a bit yellow in this room, not gonna lie. Anyway, you may have made this swap, but normal soap, guys, if there's one really easy thing that you can do to make your life slightly more sustainable, it's buying soap. One thing you have to be careful of is they do often put like palm oil stuff in soap, so I'd just be a little bit conscious of that and try to find stuff without palm in it, because palm trees getting cut down is not good. So I find that that is just one of the easiest things you can do. Hand soap for when you're washing your hands, like we just don't need those fancy push ones. Although, I mean, saying that, a lot of people now have them obviously because of COVID, but in your house I think it's really good and really easy just to have those little bars of soap, and they're so good. Like, so many hotels and stuff give you them free. So I've just got like a stack of soap, so I never really need to buy them myself anyway, just from if I've ever been at hotels and stuff, like, or family members buy me random soaps for Christmas sometimes. So I'll have that, and actually, you know, I don't really ever have to buy any. So it saves you going out and spending £4 on, I mean, don't get me wrong, love a bit of Bayliss and Harding, but really don't need it, to be honest, and it's just an unnecessary thing to have to throw away. And I'm not even sure, though I can't remember, if you can even get rid of the pushy bits, although I'm sure pump, the little pump. Either way, it's a really good change to make, and just such a simple change to make, and really worthwhile. So, and in the shower as well. I do actually have Lush shower gel at the moment, so I'm using that, but normally me and Joe would use soap. And if you're in France, you can get soap on a string and it wraps around your wrist, and then you can rub it all over yourself, which is so good. And it hangs. I found it in a French market like 2 years ago, and it blew my mind. And what's ridiculous is, this is all we would have used before the influx of shower gel. So if you can find soap on a string, even better. Hello, so my final beauty swap is my Ultrabland. You guys might have actually seen this in a video before. I use this as a makeup remover. So this is really good. It literally takes off your makeup so quickly, and it's really great instead of obviously using things like wipes, which are obviously really terrible for the planet, and just, you know, just not good for anything really. And so what I use is actually a muslin cloth, and this is just great. And you don't need much of this stuff, like you only need to put a little bit on. So I also find that this one actually lasts quite a long time. This is what it looks like, and this is my finger with it on. I use it mainly just for my eyelashes, because I put quite a lot of mascara on. Try and make your water quite hot, and it wipes off so quickly. So much less faff than like normal wipes, because wipes I find they're actually quite hard to get your makeup off sometimes, and also it's just quite harsh on the eyes, whereas this is really nice. Sometimes it goes hot and then it goes cold all of a sudden, and I'm like, why? And there you have it. And I feel super, 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 super fresh face. So I can also highly recommend Ultrabland. They actually say it's their desert island product, which basically means that, well, it's the one product they take on a desert island. You probably knew that. Anyway, here we go. Exquisite rose water, gentle honey and almond oil give maximum benefits with minimal interference. And it's true, I feel like I get so much out of that little facial situation. But it is really helpful just making these really small minor changes, just because doing those kind of things will just have a huge impact. Like, a little goes a long way, and so I think it's just really important to make those small changes because they're just so easy. I hope that's really helpful for you. Please do let me know if you've got any ideas, any things that you do that I should do, that you think are really helpful and just really good for the planet and are sustainable. I'd like to know more, and I always find it quite fun just finding new things. Like, I always find it's like a bit of a, it feels like a bit of a treasure hunt. So you always feel really excited when you discover new things. So that's how I feel about all my little bits. Anyway, that brings me to a close, or the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did like my video, please do like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. And I hope you have a wonderful evening or day or whatever you're doing. And I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye!